Hello over again, everybody. Botching intros is the name of the game. I am your Clinical Champion, Sean McCarty, and we have another great match of the week for you. It's a real who's who of Hell in a Cells. Here now that we are on the Go Home show, the Go Home live stream before WWE's Hell in a Cell, which we will be reviewing. For those of you curious, we will be doing that next week, reviewing Hell in a Cell, giving you the breakdown of what everything that happened, from good to bad to downright horrific. And it's a WWE show, so it's guaranteed to have a little bit of all three. So we're going to see what goes on with that. Then, this week, we are doing our mandatory, well, not mandatory, but doing it because we want to, ACPW versus NWO Week 5. We are not postponing it another week. It is happening. It is going to be right here live on the Court Martial podcast. I shouldn't say live because it's not live. This is live. That won't be live. Now, what I want to know to each and every one of you out there who is interested in something like this, I am considering live streaming Hell in a Cell, but I need support. So I need a like or a comment or something. And I will live stream Hell in a Cell, and we will all watch it together. And we will see what happens, start to finish. You'll see me. You'll probably hear from Josh Ageddon. You'll definitely hear from Skylar Greenberg. Like, without a shadow of a doubt, those two will be in on some capacity. Or they won't. Who knows? But I'm considering doing it, but I need inspiration because I'm now on the fence. But somebody needs to push me off that fence so I can land headfirst in the cell. So then we can actually do this and have a really great time together watching the show, for good or ill. I'm not sure what we're going to get out of Hell in a Cell just yet. And we probably won't know until we actually do it. So that is what's in the cards for the next couple weeks. And then after that, we've got AEW's Full Gear, which I'm totally excited to watch. We're going to cleanse our palate with AEW, and then we're going to need a real palate cleanser. So we'll have to come up with a good match of the week for that week. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Today, in the spirit of Hell in a Cell being this weekend, I decided to choose a Hell in a Cell match to watch. I have not seen this one before. I've seen a lot of them, but I've not seen this one before. John Cena, big match John, going up against the Slithery Serpent Snake himself, Randy Orton, for the 7 billionth time. And the winner gets the title shot against Brock Lesnar. Now, it was probably right when Hell in a Cell was made a pay-per-view, which was, 2009? I want to say that the Hell in a Cell really lost a lot of its meaning. The last meaningful Hell in a Cell was WrestleMania, end of an era. Pretty much all the rest of them have been, it's October, Hell in a Cell time, and the finishes have gotten worse. The feuds that have gone in the cell have gotten worse. I mean, nothing against the participants involved, but the feuds themselves have gotten worse. It just doesn't feel important anymore. It doesn't feel like it's something that we really need to even have happen. And I'd really love for them to scrap this pay-per-view concept. It would save us a lot of time. It would save us a lot of pain. And then you could actually pull this out for feuds that deserve it. And I think that just because it's October, I don't like any of the gimmicky pay-per-views. It's an old complaint. I mean, people have been complaining about that for years. But it's still true. I don't need Hell in a Cell to be a pay-per-view. I don't need TLC to be a pay-per-view. I don't need Extreme Rules to be a pay-per-view. Especially because Extreme Rules, nothing extreme ever happens on Extreme Rules, so it doesn't make any sense. It's just, I'm getting sidetracked. This Hell in a Cell match, John Cena and Randy Orton are both consummate professionals, so this is going to be a good match, one way or the other. We'll see what happens. I think Hell in a Cells just need juice. With the exception of Triple H and Undertaker, or the one with Punk. Did that have juice in it? I don't think so. I think that Undertaker and Punk didn't get juice in that match, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not like it can't be done. There are some good cell matches, but I really like just the idea of the gravitas of what this match used to mean. And I just don't think we're going to get that in this match. Just because yes, these two are great workers, and they're perfect at what they do, and they've had several classic feuds with each other, for better or worse. A lot of people think Orton's boring, and a lot of people hated Cena at the time. I mean, this was full swing. Nobody cared about either of these guys. And Roman Reigns, the one they were trying to actually also push, nobody cared about him either. Brock was at the top of his game, so they got at least that going for him. It's half an hour, but you know for a fact we're going to get at least 6 ads. So we will try and watch this and sync this up as uniformly as we can without being too sidetracked or off track here. So we will see, because it appears that ads show up for different people at different times. So we'll just have to kind of work our way through that and plug our way through that. So follow along as best as you can. The name of the video is John Cena versus Randy Orton Hell in a Cell match, WWE Hell in a Cell 2014. Full match starts off. It is WWE's YouTube channel, so guaranteed, we're going to be getting some advertisements. So everybody just sit tight. This is going to be a pretty good match, I think. And we are going to give it a start, 0-0-0. We're going to get the great Michael Cole, who can really sell the gravitas of a Hell in a Cell match, bring us in. So here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Number 1 contenders match in a Hell in a Cell. That is how far it has fallen. The way that I view it. It used to be feud enders, big, heavy title matches, and instead we've got 2 people fighting for the chance to fight Brock Lesnar in a cell because it's October. All right, here we go. Yes, Hulk Hogan colored John Cena. Hulk Hogan John Cena is the one who got destroyed at SummerSlam 2 months earlier. That was kind of starting off hot. Not that I was looking for a lockup between these two. Oh, the pink ropes. Look, I understand the breast cancer thing and the Susan B. Komen, but don't color the ropes, man. There's just something not aesthetically pleasing about pink ropes in the middle of a Hell in a Cell. That really sells the weight of the feud, you know? It's little aesthetic choices that you don't need to make. And also, painting your ropes pink does not progress breast cancer awareness, nor does it promote or progress actually helping out breast cancer, helping defeat breast cancer. Move. Randy Orton, best word of the night. Oh, now grading. Oh, look, it's shirt guy, sign guy. WWE sign guy. The guy who literally wears the same red cap and the same blue shirt and like tours with WWE as a fan. Or used to. He's been around for forever, dude. That dude has been around for a long time. Wouldn't you think that Randy Orton would know it's way too early to go for a cover in a match like this? He's been in these Hell in a Cell matches before. This isn't his first. This isn't even his first against John Cena. Ah, yes. The 3-man team of King, Cole, and JBL. Oh, that was a nice suplex. Nice kind of rotating. Got the fisherman hook. That was actually quite nice. So Orton was supposed to be heel at this moment? Yes? It's kind of hard to tell at this moment, but I would imagine Orton had to be the heel in this situation. Nice chair to the back. This Honestly, what's upsetting about this is that, like, maybe this is asking too much, but it's a Hell in a Cell match where you're trying to beat your opponent, and not even just beat your opponent, but destroy your opponent for the name of whatever it is you're fighting for, or what used to be, the end of a feud, and you can't hit somebody over the head with a chair. I'm not saying that I want unprotected chair shots, but I'd like a chair shot done right where the person who gets it gets no impact and still looks like a chair shot to the head, which used to be able to be done, but nobody knows how anymore. I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying, advertisement. Horror movie? Horror movie. 3, 2, 1, and we're back. All right, they at least allowed me to skip that one. Not 4 minutes in. All right. Seeing a lot of RKO chants. People really did not like Cena at this time, especially because Cena was fresh off. Who did he? I don't want to say buried, but was it Kevin Owens? 2014? Is that timeline right? Is this after? This was after. Or was that 2015? I think it was 2014. I think it was 2014. The streak was broken. Daniel Bryan had come and then subsequently gone because of the concussions. Then Cena got squashed to Brock Lesnar, and that led to this. And then, okay. So I think I think Kevin Owens by this point had already come along. Although I'm starting to think maybe that was 2015. Starting to think that was 2015. You know what? I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up while I'm watching this match. I'm going to give factual information here. Oh, that was that wasn't my favorite bump for that, but it was a great that heaving Irish whip into the turnbuckle. That wasn't the greatest sell by Cena, but still, I still appreciated it. Elimination Chamber was 2015. Okay, so I was a year early. Because 2015 had a whole mess of stuff in it too. 2015 had Rusev. Orton went to pose, obviously made a distraction. It's a singular sport. This isn't a team sport, says JBL, who got over by being part of one of the best tag teams in the late 90s in the APA. This is not a team sport, says the man who was notorious for being a tag team champion. Yeah. Where's my gimmick? I just realized I didn't have my gimmick on. There it is. Boom goes the tricorn hat. Oh, advertisement. Right as we were getting into dueling John Cena chants. And this was the thing that kind of sucked about Cena at this time is that he never could get anybody else over. Not because he did this, not because he did the 5 moves of doom or anything like that or beat everybody else, although beating everybody didn't help. But because John Cena was so over, whether good or bad, that anytime Cena was in the ring, they weren't chanting, let's go Owens or let's go Rusev or whatever. They went, let's go Cena, Cena sucks. It was always about Cena and never about the guy he was fighting with. So you never heard chants for somebody else. So Cena never really got anybody over because the chants and the focus was always all about him. Some of it his intention, some of it not. Some of it just the way the fans gravitated toward him, good or bad. You're going to see a middle rope DDT. Yep. Cena gets a little bit of cheers. You know, this is slow-paced, which is not a problem, but I don't feel like anything's happened in this match. You know, I'm not even talking about moves. I'm like psychologically, nothing's really happened in this match. It's not like they don't feel like they're mad at each other. They're just fighting for a belt. Or fighting for the chance to fight for a belt. Maybe that's why the effect of this is lost. Now throwing Orton's back into the cell. Remember when you used to throw people's heads into it like a lawn dart and then they'd get juice and then you'd feel more... Oh! Okay. I'll give you that one. Doing a backdrop into the nads is oh, this is clever. Okay, that was clever. So I was in the middle of that. John Cena got lifted, ring post to the nuts, and then that was converted into John Cena holding the ropes, probably for dear life, trying to break spin, and then the neck / backbreaker. That was clever. But that was the first thing of note to happen in this match. By the way, the lights are orange because October. These lights are going to be the same color as the cage on Sunday. I hope not, but probably. I think that was one of the dumbest things WWE did was changing that cage to red. Completely takes away from the rest of the match. Look at all the camera holes on the side of the cell. Oh, that was a nice move. You know what would have been great? If Cena could have gotten juice out of that. Then this match would have felt more gravitas. Orton hits Cena. Cena hits the ropes. The ropes, he hits that top rope thing. You know. What's a little annoying about that spot is when Orton hits Cena, Cena has to like very obviously jump to get a little bit of that extra oomph rather than just like kind of falling into it. I know that's a little more dangerous, but like that's small potatoes considering what the Hell in a Cell matches at this point are. But I'll give credit to John and Orton. They are trying to make this feel like they want to beat the piss out of each other. They're trying. Oh, here comes an ad. 3, 2, 1. Advertisement. Oh, and it's that Skittles commercial with the fucking Street Profits and Ric Flair, which I like Ric Flair, but I cannot stand anything Street Profits. None. Nothing. Zilch, Sanada, Zudanti. Nothing. Table time. Fans always pop for the table coming out. Modern fan thing. Definitely a modern fan thing. It's ECW talking right there. Tables just don't mean what they used to. This table spot would feel a little more, I don't know, feel a little more important, I guess. if either of these two looked like they were worn out. Because they don't really, even these two, the selling started to get just a little bit lesser. Oh, smart. That was really smart sequence by Orton. Flipping the table over and getting the drop kick, that was cool. See, that's what I love about Orton is he does things that are different and unique when he wants to. When he wants to. What's up, homie? Cover. Oh no, not enough. Not enough. We are what, halfway pretty much? Halfway into Cena and Orton in Hell in a Cell. 13 minutes, 42 seconds as we speak. And and that run into the chair was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Hell in a Cell this Sunday. Still on the fence about live streaming it, but if people want me to live stream, then I will live stream the entire Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and we shall suffer together. That's right. This is even in 2014, Cena and Orton had already happened so many times, and they still had a couple matches. What was it? Was it 2016 that when they were both drafted to SmackDown, or maybe it was 2018 that they had a match on. They had a match on SmackDown, and then it was widely speculated that those two would meet again for a WWE title. And it did not end up happening. Orton's smart. Cena's smart. And what's better than 5 moves of doom? One move of doom and an RKO. That was nice. That was nice. I agree with you, man. I was just talking about 10 minutes about that whole thing, about the Hell in a Cell. Ever since they started making it a pay-per-view, it really lost its luster. As it will, it's not going to feel the same. And this is one thing. Orton and Cena are trying really hard here to make me care about these two under the circumstances and feel like this is a really serious gravitas match. But it took forever to get going, and it's still just a number 1 contenders match. This isn't even for a belt. This isn't even because these two, it's not that Orton screwed Cena out of something or over something. It's like these two were just here because they're the top 2 guys and they needed somebody to face Lesnar, and we have another advertisement. 16 minutes in. Exactly 16 minutes in. Oh, I think I pressed the wrong button. I did press the wrong button. I'm sorry. Bear with me here. We are going to go back. We have another advertisement, but we're going to start back at exactly 16 minutes. All right. Recalibration, everybody. John Cena, Randy Orton, Hell in a Cell 2014 WWE's match. We are going to skip to exactly 16 minutes because that's where we were. And they're going to feed me another advertisement here? Come on. Really? This is a classic YouTube, and it's an unskippable ad nonetheless. So everybody reset when you can to 16 minutes. And we are going to restart from 16 minutes. All right, 16 minutes. They're just about to go into a replay, and they're going to give me another goddamn advertisement. All right, here we go. We're going to start at 16 minutes, but be ready for an ad. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And we got another ad in 5 seconds because they're goddamn ravenous. And it's the same Skittles commercial. 3rd time we've gotten that stupid Skittles commercial. No more of these two dinks, will you? No more of these two dinks. Talking about the Street Profits, that is. And Randy and McIntyre wouldn't be bad in a Hell in a Cell. And I think it's probably going to be the best cell match of the night. But I hate the fact that they do multiple cell matches a night, because that deludes the point of having a Hell in a Cell match, even further than it already is. And number 2, that's probably the only feud in the entire group of them that really feels like it deserves the cell match. But it's not like Orton was escaping from Drew up to this point, so it's not like he needs to get Orton in so Orton can't escape, which was the whole point of any cage match. But that's probably the only match on that show currently that I'm even interested in seeing. Now here comes Orton slithering his way in. Steel steps seems like a pretty trope. These pink ropes are really taking me out of the moment here. It's really not helping. It's really not helping. In the same way the red cell doesn't help, the pink ropes don't help. How am I supposed to feel like these two want to beat the absolute hell out of each other when I've got strawberry ice cream for ropes? More Cena sucks chance. Pretty typical for the time. And doesn't it kind of seem dumb for don't these guys hear? Oh, here comes the power bomb thing on the steps. Yeah. What's he gonna do? A 5-knuckle shuffle on the steps? That looked awful. That looked absolutely awful. I really don't like the 5-knuckle shuffle. It was fun when he was the rapper gimmick, but he should have retired it. He should have retired it. Chosen something else, but not that springboard stunner. Something else. Low blow. Okay. In case there was any question whether Orton was a heel in this or not. But somehow I feel like I'm going to miss John Cena at this Hell in a Cell pay-per-view here. Reigns and Uso should be interesting in Hell in a Cell, but that's going to be a lot more acting than wrestling. It's just the truth. But it'll be interesting to see how Hell in a Cell this Sunday really all plays out. And I hope you will join us, all of you out there watching now. I hope you will join us so that you too can be a part of the Court Martial podcast. Hell in a Cell, we are going to live stream it. I'm feeling the more I've been doing this, the more I want it to happen. The more I want to live stream. So join in with us if you will. And we will have a great time. All going through. I'm probably going to have a couple brews myself. We are going to have a time. We're either going to love it, we're going to hate it. We're probably going to have a little mix of both. And here comes Orton. The one thing I was going to say is, don't you remember? Oh, this is before they actually allowed Orton to actually do the punt. Back when the punt was still over, which is just not anymore. And here comes an STF. Well, they really shot the bed with that pay-per-view, with that feud anyway. They did that. They really messed that up, even from the start. You know, it's having Bayley be the heel and Sasha Banks the babyface, and the way that they've just completely gummed up their division and gummed up their feud. It's not even a good slow burn. It's a bad slow burn, and now it's like completely fizzled out. The match is probably going to be serviceable, but I don't think it's going to be good. It's going to be serviceable, but I'm sure it's going to have some stupid finish that's going to make us all hate the fact that they even had the match in the first place. Because this is what WWE does now. All WWE does or care about in WWE is making sure their stars get under as much as possible, so nobody looks over enough to where they could leave and supersede the company and become a star that can, actually draw them money, because they're not interested in their stars drawing them money. They're interested in controlling their Twitch streams and taking money from their own personalities. That would hurt. He's going to duck, obviously. Yeah. Who do you think Orton is, Umaga? Oh, yeah. Well, because that was so much more organic when they did it. And this, they did too much, and they sound so phony to begin with. Not a knock on Bayley or Sasha. It's just the stuff that they're fed that it's just They were never going to have the kind of feud that they would have in NXT because they will never have that kind of chemistry again. That's the bottom line of it. And I like heel Bayley a lot. But it's Sasha Banks just is not a good baby face. And the way that they book Sasha Banks is to be a loser. So I don't think Sasha's going to win that match either. I think Bayley's going to win it again. Because they have booked Sasha to be a complete waste of time. And now we're just going into spamming finishers. Is that where we're at? Yeah, that's where we're at. So this is going to be finisher, I can't believe they kicked out. Finisher, I can't believe they kicked out. Finisher, I can't believe they kicked out. And it's probably going to be just consistently that for the rest of the match. We got, what, 6 minutes left? 5 minutes left. So we got at least one more advertisement coming. Couldn't you just imagine the mat covered with blood here? Wouldn't it feel so much more important? It would, I don't know. It's just, I miss Juice. That attitude adjustment into an RKO was nice. Cover, and it's not over, obviously. You know what I think a big part of the problem is with this? Is that they're booking, and the way they book these, instead of booking matches that need the sell to tell their story, that it's a feud that needs the sell, they have a sell that needs matches. So they put regular matches that don't need the sell in the sell because they've got the sell. Rather than having the match and having the feud that needs to sell, they have the sell that needs the match. And that doesn't ever feel right. Another attitude adjustment. And we're getting an ad break through Finisher Mania here. We are getting an ad break through Finisher Mania, 17-second ad for Hell in a Cell, as it turns out. Got to give the promo to Hell in a Cell. This show is not going to be that good, I don't think. But I don't know. Maybe we'll be surprised. I'm hoping that's the last ad break, but you never know.
And now it's Cena, who's disappointed and frustrated and trying to figure out what he needs to do to knock off Randy. Again, two of the all-time greats battling it out.
Well, I'm hoping to also stream Halloween Havoc if I can. Unless that's just one of their TV shows. I thought that was going to be a takeover, but you know what? I bet you that's just a regular Wednesday thing, isn't it? I bet you it is. I was going to do this most recent takeover. I just didn't have the time. Maybe I'll do another NXT. We'll have to see how it all plays out. I'm going to watch this Hell in a Cell show, whether I like it or hate it, and there's a good chance I'll hate it. I'm still going to make it out. I'm going to suffer on behalf of all of you. If you happen to join, we'd be happy to have you. Give us all the comments that you want and or need. And now he's trying to leg drop on the table. We already had one table break. Is this Cena going to make a mistake and then Orton's going to RKO him through the table and then that's your lot? I kind of have a feeling that's where this is headed. Probably going to pull it a little bit closer though. Yep. I don't think Brock Lesnar gives a goddamn what's going on right now. See, I don't watch the Wednesday main show either on NXT. I don't really watch anything other than pay-per-views and then do my podcasts. Oh, look, the attempted top rope RKO. Yeah, he wasn't going to get it from there, and he knew that. So now is Cena going to go for his – yep, here we go. And then Orton going to kick out of that too, or is John good? I don't think Cena faced Brock again after that. Did he not? Maybe he did. No, he did. Wow. Cena wins, LOL, as if I'm surprised.
Say what you want about John Cena, but ladies and gentlemen, Cena earned this victory.
So Cena's going to go face Brock again and lose again because that's what Brock was doing. And then he's going to deal with Rusev. Then he's dealing with, oh no, I forgot. Isn't this right around the time? I believe Alberto El Patron, the most recently incarcerated Alberto El Patron, comes and screws Cena out, right? And he becomes the new U.S. champion, or was that? Nope, that was 2015. But 2015 had a lot in it, man. I remember a lot more about that year than this year. This was 2015 was when I really started getting back into it. I had kind of fallen out of favor with it for some time. That was okay, I guess. But you just don't get the feel of a Hell in a Cell match. There was a magic to those earlier Hell in a Cell matches because they had a reason. There was a feud behind it. This just doesn't do it. I mean, it was a match where if you had taken the cell completely out of the equation and you had replaced every cell spot with like a barricade spot, it wouldn't have felt out of place. Because it was a regular match that just happened to be in a cage rather than needing the cage. And that's a big part of the problem. And, and that's probably why the investment level on these cell matches come 2020 is so minimal, and why I'm not excited for any of these cell matches on that basis, because they don't bear any significance. There's no juice. There's no feuds that really warrant it. And you got 3 of them in the same night. So how are you supposed to get excited to watch a show under those terms? They're not, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway because that is what I'm here for. We will watch, maybe in our next match of the week next week, we will watch another cell match, and maybe we'll watch a better cell match. If we can find one on YouTube, we will find a better cell match, and not that Kane and Mankind one on Raw that was just an angle with a cell in it. I mean a real, proper cell match. We're gonna find one. We're gonna see what we can do with it. We're gonna make it happen. But until then, that is all for tonight. We have seen our cell match. That did not get me very hyped for this Sunday, but hopefully things will turn around. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for being a part of the chat. We will see you all on Sunday. And we will see you even before then. Well, I will see you visually in person on Sunday, but we will see you before then for ACPW versus NWL, the fantasy booking week 5. It's coming your way. Can't wait to make it happen. Thanks for watching. We will see all of you next time. I am your Colonial Champion, Sean McCarty, and we'll see you later. Did it end? It didn't end. It didn't end. Now we're going to end it.